Part 5. The Confrontation. The arrival in the garden. The shyness of the women. Then from that city garden they came forth to give him pleasure and to honor him in all obedience. And yet on seeing him in all his radiance, the silence found their voice. Their lips would only murmur but not sing, and tremulous fingers failed their instruments. And if the wind had said an hour before he came upon them in a secret place where they were practicing a dance, who would have known it now? How often will man stand in awe of all those things with which his heart is full, and only keep the wind's cold confidence. The king's messenger admonishes the women. Hasn't the king, to whom you owe your very sustenance, demanded that you show no undue reticence in providing that most delightful of all delightful types of dalliance to the prince? Hasn't the king, in order that you better allure him, ungrudgingly bought you numerous jewels and various attractive ornaments, often at considerable expense? Think also of the various finely prepared ointments he has given you. Some of them, the sandalwood paste, for instance, are magical preparations. And what about your many fine garments? Yet you are like wives of cowherds, fit to endear the cowherd only to the cow, you who have brought low both God and seer. While this delicate prince is in but youth's first flower, is it he you fear? Don't tell me you desire a gold couch for your fine flesh, or a silk canopy, because I know your belly swollen with passion. You have rubbed many a rough stone smoothed with your backs for a lesser man, and breathed ah, ah in the doing of it. You should remember it is only the bold woman who will find the true lover. The fearful maiden will be sad forever. No man will ever be above her. Many are those in forest and field who will know love's fever never. But the bold woman will find her lover. They will lie together. Gently he will lay hold upon her. Above her forever he will know love's fever. They will find each other. They will be together forever. The women shamed. Moved by these words, the women, as if shamed, vied to attend these arguments, tried to forget their shyness, and to hide their modesty. At first, like virgins or those new to love, their blandishments were too abrupt, their looks too much in fright, their gestures needed more subtlety. But through the command of the king and the power of love, and through the prince's gentle temperament and true nobility, they soon lost all timidity. The excursion in the garden. Then the prince, surrounded by the women, wandered through that beautiful garden like an elephant in the deep Himalayas, surrounded by a herd of females. The sun shone upon him like the sun shines upon a great god, seated upon a great mountain, surrounded by vast numbers of female angels. Pretending to be under the effects of intoxication, some of the young women, running and laughing, stumbled and fell against him, saying, "I am falling." Others wandered about here and there, idly and provocatively loitering, attempting to attract him by various poses or by rather subtly meaningful gestures. With loosened garments, allowing their fine full bosoms to be almost entirely displayed, 3 young girls danced a dance called "The Wind is Searching." Another, her lower lip like red copper, and the darkness of her eyes brought out by a rare unguent dye, made the sign meaning, I am oiled and fragrant. Murmuring rather indistinctly in her excitement, one beautiful young maiden, with smooth golden-colored skin, the petals of various flowers still clinging to her garment, led him away to a secret place, saying, Come see, my lord, for the tilaka tree, encircled by this twining vine, is bent, as if a girl with saffron body paint embraced her lord and were his ornament. Come see, my lord, for in the mango tree, as if its branches were their golden cage, the birds are calling to us ardently to share the pleasures of its foliage. Come listen, for the birds so drunk with spring intoxicate the spring's desire, and in the boughs there is such murmuring, it seems the bees themselves are scorched with passion's fire. Siddhartha's response. Alas, he said, the thin fire dies too soon, and summer soon is gone, and winter comes, and yet no man shall see the spring's return. No man has ever built to spring a second monument. The times of joy are joys, and times lament. Alas, he said, the chill is in my heart, for death is riding to the pyre, and sickness to the bier, and age above the urn is bent. No man shall ever build to spring a second monument. The time of joy is time's and joy's lament.